Hey guys, it's Burnsies RT and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to take a dive into YouTube's analytics and explain to you guys why a video may be doing well or maybe not as well as you'd like and what you can do to improve on that. So to start off, you need the understanding of 3 or 4 different aspects of your analytics. First, velocity. So that's when you upload a video, how quickly is your video being viewed, clicked on, and just the rate in which it's being clicked on and viewed. And the second one is impressions. So what an impression is any time your video shows up as a clickable video. So it could be from a watch page, from your channel, suggested or recommended video. And the third one is click-through rate. So as your video shows up as an impression, how many times is it clicked on? And the last one is view duration. So like it sounds, view duration is when a video is clicked on, how long or what percentage of the video are your viewers watching your video? So knowing the definition or the understanding of those 4 can help you understand what I'm going to cover in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 3 of my videos. One that was dead on arrival and didn't have a chance to succeed. One that I've uploaded relatively recently is doing well and is continuing to gain momentum. And the third video is a video that I uploaded a few years ago that is continually getting views on a daily basis. And I'm going to help you guys understand why the first one failed, the second one is doing well, and the third one is continuing to do well. So stay tuned and let's jump into my analytics.
Okay, so let's get started here. Alright, so let's go to the YouTube Studio Beta. This will bring up the new beta version. Let's go to Analytics. So here's the new screen here. Pretty nifty. I'm really enjoying this beta version. So let's just go to the 3 videos that I referenced. So let's go to the one that completely bombed. And that's this, as random as it gets. Alright, so remember when I talked about velocity, impressions, and click-through rate, and view duration? So let's talk about what happened with this video. So here, in this screen, it shows our impressions. This is how many impressions we got on April 13th, which was the day that it launched. So what YouTube will do is when you do launch a movie or a video, it will push it out for typically the first 7 days. And going back to velocity, based on how quickly the video is viewed, can kind of push out more of these impressions. So if it's clicked on quickly, it'll push out more impressions. So here's the impressions for this video. As you can see, day 1, 502, so it was pushing it out pretty good. And then it decreases as you go along. And the reason why this video basically died is because this viewer impression rate is 3.1% for the last 28 days. So basically, every time that my video had been shown on a watch page or recommended or suggested videos, it was only clicked on 3.1% of the time. And if you go to the last 7 days, it was clicked on 0 times. So let's go back to 28 days. So before, it was getting pushed out heavily. I got a number of views off the bat, day one, and as the views, began to drop off, so did the impressions. And the key to success in YouTube video and watch time is your impressions, your click-through rate, and your view duration. So my click-through rate was 3.1%. And when you look on this screen here, on this help screen, it says that half of all channels have a click-through rate between 2 and 10%. So 3% is definitely on that lower end over the course of 28 days, but when you look over the last 7 days, it was actually 0%. So, you see my impressions, they're basically dwindling down to 0 because no one's clicking on and watching this video. So it tries to push it out at the beginning, and if it's continuing to be viewed, you'll continue to see the impressions stay up there, and if your click-through rate is higher, you'll continue to see impressions as well as views and watch time. So basically, the myth out there is that your watch time, you need a lot of watch time to get views and a lot of traffic to your site, whereas really the most critical thing is your click-through rate and your average view duration. So if you have above average views or above average click-through rate and above average view duration, that will continue to drive this video. But since this click-through rate is lower and it has dwindled off to essentially 0, I'm no longer getting any views on this. It was a short-lived video and will remain dead, basically. So let's go on to a video that is current and has been pretty successful. Alright, so here's my total watch time over the last 28 days, views, and let's look at our impressions. So let's bring it out to maybe 90 days. So you can see day one, I had decent velocity on this video. A bunch of people watched it really quick, and on day 3 I had 94 impressions. But the one thing that's important here is that my click-through rate is significantly higher. So as time went on, my click-through rate remained pretty good at 8.1%. So it kept getting impressions, and it got clicked on essentially 8% of the time. And as I got more impressions, I got more views, and my average view duration is 51%, which isn't great, but it is good enough combined with the click-through rate of 8.1% to continue to drive this video, and this is why I continue to have success on this. And let's go to the one that has been most successful for the longest period of time. And that is this drag racing video from a few years ago. So my watch time and views continue to be increasing on this. When we look at our impressions, they're not, not a ton, but when you look at your look at my click-through rate at almost 10% and my view duration of almost 75%, that's a really good combination. If you continue to get click-through rates that high, as well as a view duration that high, YouTube will continue to push out this video, and you'll continue to get success on this. So the watch time isn't great on this video, but this is a good example of why this video has been so successful, is because the click-through rate is great, along with the high view duration. So, my channel isn't all that large, and I'm not doing this as a comparison or anything like that. But what I did want to show you is that even on a small scale, if you're meeting these metrics of a high click-through rate and view duration, you don't have to have a huge channel to drive views and watch time. So I hope this video is or has been helpful to you guys, and let me know if you guys appreciate this information and want me to share this information as I find them with you guys. I know it's an automotive channel, and not all of you guys in the Mopar community are video creators, but I do try to keep up on this stuff and to understand why things perform well or poorly. And actually, one last thing with this. So let's go back to my poorly performing video. There we go. Alright, so let's go back to this one. So a lot of this has to do, when it comes to your click-through rate, is relevancy. So I have an automotive channel, and who wants to watch a random video? The icon or the thumbnail might be catchy, might catch your eye, but the majority of the recommended or suggested videos that are going to come out are going to go on automotive pages, because that's who my subscribers are. So the relevance isn't there to get this video watched. So that's more than likely what is contributing to the low click-through rate, and as well as basically the death of this video. So again, thanks for tuning in, and like, subscribe, and comment.